Lakeside Casino and RV Park, where we earn the best ratings for our RV park in North America with the most beautiful scenery and quiet surroundings. Our casino features the best gaming experience, entertainment that'll blow your mind, and come see the great changes in our buffet, all here at the Lakeside Casino and RV Park.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here, and thank you for attending this important town hall. And I am so glad to be back, and anytime I have an opportunity to come out to Pahrump to hear from constituents directly the issues that you want me to focus on, I'd love to have the opportunity to do so. And I'm happy to see all of you here today. It's a beautiful day. It's good to be home. It's much warmer, and it's great to see the mountains. It gets cold in D.C. It was about 27 degrees last week. Snowed a couple times, and you know I sure miss the hills and the mountains. So it's great to be home. You know, I'm honored to represent you now. It's been over a year since I've been sworn into office, and I appreciate your participation in the legislative process. Your involvement improves our democracy. And the only way that I can effectively represent you in Nevada's 4th Congressional District is by listening to the concerns, to the issues, you know, the challenges that you have with federal agencies. And it's my job to take those concerns, those issues back and to try to fight on your behalf. And so that's what I try to do. Today, I hope to discuss some critical programs and how they impact your lives. But again, I would encourage you to raise any issues that you have with local, state, federal concerns so that we can try to see what we can do to help you. And so regardless of whether we can do that today or raise awareness so that I can then work on your behalf with my staff is the goal. One update that I am happy to report since the last time I was here, it was raised at one of the last meetings, is that President Obama has decided to drop the chained CPI proposal from his budget, which for those who rely on their Social Security benefits know that this would have resulted in a reduction in the amount of increase that you would have received. So for the 2015 White House budget proposal, that recommendation that I had objected to prior, this is, I tell people all the time, I'm here to represent the people of the 4th District. And I was against the president's proposal on chained CPI, and I am glad that he decided, after hearing from so many members, including myself, that this was a bad proposal. So he has dropped it, and it will not be brought forward in his next budget. I believe that we should not be balancing the budget on the backs of our seniors. And I will always fight to protect and strengthen these types of investments that you have paid into. Many seniors invested your entire lives into Medicare and Social Security, and it needs to be there for you when you need it and for the next generation. I also want to let everyone know that my staff is here to help you with any needs that you have. If you are having trouble getting your Social Security benefits, need help with the Veterans Administration, the IRS, or any federal agency, you should reach out to us. And I know we've heard from constituents on certain issues. Now, I'm not saying that we can always get the federal agency to do exactly what you want, but we will definitely work to make sure that, one, you get a response from that agency, and two, if they're not listening to your side, that we're doing everything that we can to get them to understand what it is you need them to do. In the first year, my staff, which I have a phenomenal, dedicated staff, but in just the first year as your representative as a freshman getting started, we were able to return $1.5 million in services and savings to the constituents of Nevada's 4th Congressional District. Thank you. And one of those residents lives here in Pahrump. Her name is Donna Goldstein, and we were able to help save her thousands of dollars in unnecessary IRS fees. So all she had to do is she called our office, she told us what she was going through and asked us if we could help her, and we did. So if you're dealing with the federal agency or the government, don't do it alone. Give us a call, we can help. That's the message I want you to know here today. I also want to announce that I just sponsored H.R. 3118, the Strengthening Social Security Act. And this bill does three main things. First, it changes the benefit calculation formula that the Social Security Administration uses, which would increase benefits for all Social Security beneficiaries by approximately $70 per month. It also changes the way the Social Security Administration calculates the cost of living adjustments, ensuring that benefits better reflect the increasing cost facing seniors today by switching to CPI elderly, or CPIE as it's called. And finally, it gradually phases out the current taxable cap of $113,700 so that all Americans can contribute to Social Security taxes fairly, which will preserve and strengthen Social Security for the current beneficiaries and for the next generation as well. So as I said, the Social Security is a trust fund, and it's something that we established so that seniors would not have to be left out in the cold when they needed the retirement security the most. And it has helped lift more seniors out of poverty, and we are not going back. We are not going back to the days where we did not have Social Security, where we did not have this type of retirement security, and I will not support legislation to privatize it or to undermine it in any way. I want to strengthen it and grow it. I also recently submitted another request to General Shinseki, the Secretary of the Veterans Administration, to discuss where we are on the Pahrump outpatient clinic for veterans here in this community. I know you all have waited now approximately 3 years. This is something that has been funded. There's no question about the money and how we're going to pay for it. It's already been authorized, and unfortunately, because of kind of a bureaucratic procurement process, it has happened far too slow. So after working with Assistant Secretary Joan Looney and her staff, it is our understanding that the higher than expected cost for the contracting process for the Pahrump outreach clinic requires the direct approval from Secretary Shinseki to obligate and then appropriate those funds. So basically, we have to have the Secretary sign a piece of paper to move forward on the Pahrump clinic. And in a meeting that I had at the White House several weeks ago, Secretary Shinseki was there. I went up to him and I said, Mr. Secretary, I need your help. On behalf of the people of Pahrump, I need you to sign this authorization letter so that we can proceed. And of course, he doesn't know everything that's pending on his desk, but he called my office the next day, or had his staff call my office the next day, and now we're scheduled to do a conference call here in the next few weeks so that we can get a final answer from him on exactly where we are and what needs to be done to move this process forward. I can tell you that we are near the final stages. The bids were received. There are 2 eligible and responsive bidders. The land has been determined. It will be next to the hospital. And the existing Veterans Clinic that is here now will remain open until the new Pahrump Clinic is built, staffed, equipped, and is ready to go. So what I'm looking for is the same thing you're looking for, which is answers to when. When can we expect to have an announcement of a contract award, a groundbreaking, and a timeline for construction? And I can tell you that I am working very hard, and rest assured that I will not give up until we have very clear answers on how we can proceed. So those are just the general updates and opening remarks that I wanted to provide. But today's town hall is about you and listening to your questions, any issues that you have. And so I want to open it up.
My name is Pat Wall, and I'm here representing the Neuropathy and Pain Centers of America. And I don't know whether you're aware of this, I know some of you are, but over 31 million people in our country suffer from some form of peripheral neuropathy. Until 5 years ago, the only treatment for this type of illness was either copious amounts of drugs like Lyrica, which made you a walking zombie, or the worst case scenario was that they would amputate your hands or your feet. 5 years ago, the Synexus machine came on the scene, and clinics sprang up here in Nevada. We find now that we have 80% of our seniors that have peripheral neuropathy are being helped, and a lot of them are being cured. Medicare doesn't apparently like this because their comment is, we don't have a code for this, so we're going to have to quit paying these claims. If we do this, we have a lot of our seniors out here who won't have a quality of life anymore. And just speaking on that type of thing, I want to introduce Ed Stoner. Ed Stoner had peripheral neuropathy. He's in the process of getting better. And Ed, would you just kind of tell him that this really does work? Because that's what Medicare's saying, that it doesn't work, and it does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine. I'm two-fisted. I'm also a veteran, as are all of you, or most of you. But I do have peripheral neuropathy. I was diagnosed with it about 5 years ago. The podiatrist said, you have peripheral neuropathy and there's nothing we can do. My primary physician recommended this neuropathy clinic. I went to it. I met with Dr. Odell and Monty, his assistant. We laid out a plan of action. I have completed all the testing. My wife, who's here also, can attest. Prior to that, we were both avid outdoors people. Went on multiple trips, multiple hikes, all around the valleys. I'm from Vegas. Please don't hold that against me. But after having the neuropathy, you know, you're lucky if you can walk from here to the door, as most of you who have it know. Some of you get to the point to where when you sleep at night, you have to have frames to hold your bed sheets up because of the pain. That doesn't apply anymore. I was given a prescription for Lyrica. I have reduced myself down to 2.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm down to 2 pills a day. I'm debating about going down to 1. If they get rid of this, they're damn fools. That's it.
All right. So I've got your information, and I know it's an issue with Medicare and the coding thing, so we will take that back and the information that you provided, and we'll be back in DC next Tuesday, and we'll follow up and get you a response of where things are.
Thank you.